Jimmy, it's been a while since the last Notts County game and didn't have the chance to speak then, but just to pass that one off I guess for the first 75 minutes or so, it was almost the perfect away performance apart from the goal.
Yeah, I thought we were excellent. We went with a game plan to strip their threats and their pattern to build and maybe defend a little bit deeper than we have in recent weeks. And I thought we executed that for large parts of the game very, very well. There was a lapse in concentration to allow an internal pass for their first goal. And we obviously ruled the opportunities we had to put the ball in the back of the net. I think if we'd have come in at half time, 2 goals to the good, I don't think anybody would have had any complaints. We had 2 fantastic opportunities in the first 45 minutes. Can't recall Booty having a save to make. Again, had opportunities second half, but to concede the goal was a bit of a sucker punch, if you like. And then the nature of us conceding the second goal, we try and tweak the shape a little bit. And of course, with time running out, you're chasing the game a little bit, and we probably pressed and didn't back it up, and the pitch opened up, and they get the second goal. So yeah, for 75 minutes, very, very, very pleased. Lots of pluses to build upon again. I think the biggest pleasing factor in our last 3 to 4 games that we're creating lots of chances. We're getting in some really effective areas, and and just with a bit more ruthlessness in around that final third, I think we put games to bed.
And of course, we were due to have the 2 home fixtures that week. So is that doubly disappointing, given we couldn't build on the good home form as such, and particularly because maybe later in the season points per game might play a big part in the season ending?
Massively, yeah. I mean, it's always a blow when your schedules get affected. We seemingly, since we've had our own personal COVID layoff at the football club, before that FA Cup tie, we don't seem to have a good run of pattern of games and get into some momentum and flow and into a route. We've got to take the positives now and make sure that we go into tomorrow's game fresher than the opposition. We're also, utilising a clear week in terms of 4 clear training days to get some really good work into the players, to work on the things, and build on the things that we felt we've done well over the last 3 to 4 games, and and to put it into a performance tomorrow.
Of course, we go into the 4th and 5th consecutive away games, and looking at that, how do you approach 2 away games on the road at different ends of the country as well?
Roll your sleeves up and get on with it. Don't look into too much of the distance we've got to travel. Of course, we'll make alterations and preparation to the schedule to factor that in. And it's about the boys being professional and making sure they're resting, they're recovering, their nutrition and hydration is right. And making sure they fuel their bodies appropriately, and that's going to be key. Especially with as you said there, 2 long distance trips in quick succession. And I think we looked at the schedule the other day, and sometimes you get a little bit bogged down with looking at schedule, just seeing games and not taking into account your home and away fixtures. I think we've got 5 away fixtures in the next 7 games, which is unique set of circumstances. I don't think that happens in any other season, but something we've got to get on with. And I think we put that one to bed at Dover in terms of maybe a psychological dent in terms of away form. So hopefully we with our recent improvement via performances, via creating lots of chances, via being a little bit more dominant in around our own 18-yard box in terms of defensively, we're in a confident mood within the camp, and spirits are high in terms of we can start putting these performances now and getting the points on the board that we deserve.
We spoke before about inconsistent nature of the league throughout all clubs, and Eastleigh are another side that are in and around us, like all clubs do seem to be at the moment. And I guess they've picked up a bit of form recently, and we know the threats up, particularly up top with House and Barnet.
Yeah, well, they've had a little tweak in their system over the last 3 to 4 games, and I think it's improved them massively, and they look a little bit more better balanced. Tactically, they look like they have a bit more balance with and without the ball, and it suits their personnel. So yeah, they've found a formula that's working well for them, and it's improved their performances. They've had some really very, very good positive results of recent weeks. So yeah, they're on they're probably no different to us in terms of, finding a little bit of form in the last 3 to 4 games. And yes, results haven't, always gone our way of those 4 games. That we've took 6 points out of those 12 points available. So I'd imagine it's going to pay to being a good test tomorrow.
Just looking back at Notts County again, Cameron Cox obviously had to come off. Is there an update on his fitness?
Yeah, he's back on the grass and running, so he won't be available to travel tomorrow. I think ironically our team performance improving the last 3 to 4 games. I've probably seen Cameron Cox returning to where he was when he first came to the football club and being really dynamic and having lots of end products in around that final third. So he'll be missed, but we spoke about this from day dot. It's about building a competitive squad and making sure that people are tactically prepared, that if we do need to freshen things up, or we have the misfortune of having people injured, that we can almost replace like for like. So it'll be a blow, but for Cameron, hopefully within the next 7 to 10 days, he'll be right back in contention to starting our league campaign.
And any more concerns? I know we've had the ongoing issues with Alex Goodger, Jamie Osborne and Cameron Archer, who had to go back to Villa.
Yeah, so Cameron, we had some communication with Villa yesterday. Hopefully Cameron, it's probably taken a little bit longer than everybody anticipated. Hopefully Cameron will be back with us within the next 10 days. Jamie Osborne has suffered a little bit of a blow and probably a minimum will be away from us for the next 3 to 4 weeks. So it's a big blow for us with the qualities that Jamie brings us, obviously in the offensive third, and his ability to unlock things and create things from nothing. And Alex Goodger, lots of players within our group, and I imagine we're no different to any other team within our league. We've got to continue to manage them and make sure that their loading is managed appropriately, because the schedule's relentless and the games come thick and fast, and we've got to make sure that we look after these people to try and make sure that we've got as many players fit and raring to go as we possibly can.
And just finally, we spoke a couple of weeks ago about Callum Howe's progress, and particularly been about 6 weeks away. Is that on schedule and on track still?
Yeah, he's on track, and he was in the gym yesterday, and he's making some real big improvements in terms of the loading that he can put through that leg, and he's on the grass and running strong, and touch wood today, he's having no flare-ups and no issues, and in terms of what's going to set his return to train and return to play time back. So yeah, Callum's in a good place, and we're hoping that fast forward 4 or 5 weeks, he's back and around us, which again is another fantastic addition to the squad, and that competition of places is something we've been striving for all season.